Alright everyone, welcome to Vortex Pinnacle on today's DK Tips and Tricks video. This dungeon, Tyrannical, is a little difficult. For the most part the trash is quite easy, just a little annoying. And the bosses, you're really only going to have trouble on the second boss, probably third boss. They nerfed a little bit so it's not too bad. First off, even on Fortified, rip army off the start here. You can get one in before the first boss. And then for these first packs, you'll want to be kicking Cyclone from the Wild Vortexes. The Gust Soldier just has a Dispel that he puts on someone. And then these Mistrals, you just want to get out of this circle here and then cleave them down. They do have a shield frontal, you have to be behind them to do damage. It's just a little annoying, especially because Epidemic can't even get through it, so you always have to be behind these guys. But besides that, this first area is really, really easy trash. It's a Sanguine week, specifically when I'm recording this. As a Death Knight, you're so good with Sanguine, because if you have a mob pathing weird, you can Death Grip them out of the Sanguine. So always keep an eye out for Sanguine puddles and where mobs are pathing, because you can really help your group out by gripping someone before they take a nice little stroll through Sanguine and heal 25-50% of their HP. Besides that, yeah, this first pack is just mostly annoying because of this wall. As you can see, there's that one guy in the Sanguine right there healing up a lot. You can't grip them out of the Cloud Guard, unfortunately. Like our party lead said, hate this trash, because once that guard's up, you can't do anything. So these guys you actually might not even be able to grip, period. I don't remember. They might just be ungrippable, but the rest of the mobs in this pack you definitely can. So we just cleave this guy down here, and then we move on to the next group finally. You'll see that Tempest right there on the right. That's throughout this first area. You just have to look at them and they hide. If not, they do party-wide damage, so always make sure someone's looking at them. And then it's just a bunch of the same trash up until first boss. So here you're just kicking Cyclones, stopping Gushing Winds, gripping guys out of Sanguine for your team, and that's it. Again, we have another Cloud Guard guy. He started his Cloud Guard right in that Sanguine, of course, so he's going to be chilling at 100% HP for a while. Another thing you can do is if you're seeing the Cloud Guard go up and you're seeing someone's about to die, try to grip the guy that's going to die away so he doesn't sit in it. But yeah, just always be aware during Sanguine weeks how you could be helping out with death grips on anything. There's another Tempest. The Cloud Prince right here, this is a new guy. All he really has that you have to worry about is Turbulence, which is AoE damage, and a pushback. You can just Death Advance this, you don't have to worry about it. I don't hear why, except it's down, but it's not even that much of a knockback, so I don't really worry about it. He also has that Bomb Cyclone that you just saw go out. Just don't get hit by it. It's a lot of damage and a huge knockback before being knocked off the cliff. And that's it. The other two guys, the two Wild Vortexes, you're just kicking Wind Bolts and Cyclones. They should never get out. There's not that many casts that being in this dungeon, so neither of those should ever get out, period. Here's another Turbulence. Again, you can just position so you don't get knocked off if you don't have Death Advance up like I don't. And then you just have two Princes and a Tempest. So lots of Turbulences here, lots of Bomb Cyclones. Just watch out for those. Leave them down, and then you move on to the next boss. I do believe this is a Tyrannical week, so I did change up my build a little bit. I took Improved Death Coil instead of the Diseases do 1% more damage, I think. And it did feel really good on bosses, not gonna lie. So this first boss, our Hunter, one thing to note here, he tried to grapple through the middle. If you go through the middle of the boss, you take damage. So don't be on top of the boss. All that little ground underneath him does a lot of damage. You also want to watch out for those swirlies. Not the swirlies. Well, yes, you do want to watch out for the swirlies, but also the little blue balls going around. They do a lot of damage as well. They will one-shot you on a 20 Tyrannical, like they do to the Hunter right about here, or in a couple seconds. Right, there he goes. Boom. One Cyclone, dead. Or one blue ball, dead. His intermission right here. The stuff comes in. Don't get hit by it when it comes in. Don't stay on top of it. Don't get hit by it when it moves out right now. And then you have a bunch of Tempests around the area again, which you'll want to have someone looking at each of those so that they go away and don't damage your team. And that's pretty much this whole boss fight. In a minute, our healer actually dies, and we solo this from 50 to 0, which on Tyrannical is kind of crazy, but it shows you how easy this boss is if you just don't things. So right there, our healer died to the tornadoes coming in, and pretty much all we do for the rest of the fight is rotate defensives and hit death strikes, and we're fine. As you can see, our guys had to reset it, but we don't. We actually just end up killing it because there's really not any damage going on except for this phase. So I AMZ this phase to help us live. I have all my defenses up for the next phase. As you can see, I have Icebound, AMS, and Lichborn up. And we have Death Strikes as well as 2 Paladins, so they're also throwing up Pocket Wogs all the time, which helps. But as you can see, this phase, I just hit an AMS, and I live perfectly fine. And then we finished taking the boss down here. I sped it up because it took us a long time, and we didn't want to sit through that entire thing. Again, another phase, another AMZ, or another AMS, and I'm fine. And then the boss is dead. So, even on a 20 Tyrannical, that boss extremely easy. Unless you're eating mechanics, you're not going to die. Up next, we have these squalls. You need to interrupt the cloud bursts. If you have someone that can purge, they have shields that can get purged as well. They all usually squall at the same time. So any AoE stocks you have are good. So blind's really good on this dungeon because of this. I definitely recommend taking blind here. But besides that, you're just cleaving everyone down. As you can see, I blinded right there. Throw out some kicks. You can throw out some stuns or grips as well. Be careful with stuns on Sanguines. You don't keep people in Sanguine with a stun. And then, yeah, you just finish cleaving them all down. Pretty easy pull right there. Sanguine. Healing. I wasn't in the mindset with improved death coil where I should be death coiling at 2 or 3 targets. I'm still hitting epidemics. I fixed that here. Oh, maybe I don't. I still seem to be pressing death coils. I might not have switched to death coil until the next dungeon, actually. At some point this week I changed to improve death coil because it helped on Tyrannical. These 2 assassins, really easy. You just kick their vapor form. That's it. They will teleport to random people and do damage as well, so just watch out for that. Pop defenses maybe on high fortified weeks if you get hit by it. You can also CC them, so they won't do that, but these guys are pretty easy to kill. The next guy, the Storm Dragon, he's a problem on fortified weeks, definitely. But as a DK, you're pretty well equipped to help with that. You'll always want to stand in this green circle here. It heals you the entire time you're in it. And then the dragon has 2 casts, the first being Icy Buffet. You can pre-AMS this and knock at the dot on you. I didn't do it there, but you should every single time you can. Really helps your healer out. And then you just dodge the frontal and stay inside this circle the whole time. Tyrannical, it's not too bad, but on Fortified, this guy really hurts, especially with that AoE dot. So you'll definitely want to be pre-AMSing that on Fortified weeks. And that's it for him. And then we start fast forwarding because we just fight 2 more assassins. Again, you're just kicking their vapor forms. And then we have a bunch of mobs we've already seen before. So we keep the fast forward going, I think up all the way up until next boss, because it's a bunch of mobs we've already seen. These guys, again, you're just kicking the cyclones and the wind buffets, and then cleaving everyone down. Up here, you get a big pull of assassins. Did I army this pull? I didn't. I probably could have armied last pull, and it would have been up by boss, but I did not for some reason. So always keep an eye on timers in army, because you can usually get a pull of army between bosses. Actually, you might not on that one. There's only a few pulls between bosses, between 1 and 3, or 1 and 2, so maybe not. Between 2nd and 3rd boss, you definitely can. Bunch of the same mobs, just finishing them off. This boss still is quite overtuned. He probably needs to be tuned down a little bit. He does a lot of damage. It really hurts. Pain on your healer. But so the way this boss works is, as you can see the wind, you always want to be upwind, so you want to have the wind be hitting you before it hits the boss, and you get a haste buff. If not, you get a haste decrease. So always make sure your little debuff is green in the right corner there. And then this downburst is like the DOS boss, where you have to jump over it. Well, actually, yeah, I mean, there's bombs in that boss we have to jump over. But this one, you're just jumping over that line, pretty much, by jumping into the tornado, which also does damage, which is why it hurts so much. But then, that's it, actually. That's literally the only two mechanics of this fight. The boss is a frontal, and you have that downburst, and that's it. So, as long as you're keeping track of health pots and your defensives, you should be okay. It still hurts a lot, though, so... Keep an eye on if you're getting low, keep an eye on your group's damage or group's health, and if you need to pop a health pot or not. Sometimes I didn't need to be downwind there. I could have stayed upwind and dodged the frontal still, so always try to be upwind if you can. And then I think at some point I'm going to speed it up here because it's pretty much the same for the rest of the fight. Or I might just let it play out. I don't remember. Wind's changing again. Breath is changing. We had a good breath, so we can move over to this side and be upwind still. Another downburst, so you got to move yourself to a tornado, which unfortunately I had to get downwind for. Be careful that you don't death advance at a bad time in this fight, or else you won't get knocked up by the tornado, and then you'll just basically kill yourself by not getting knocked up. That's one thing just to keep an eye out for. Downwind again, gotta move up. Hunter's saying we throw in because he's died on every boss. Another downburst coming here, that's an unfortunate one. Which tornado do I go into? I go into the far one. Not sure why, but I did. Let's see, I popped a health pot, looks like a minute ago. I popped 2 defensives there, oh wow. I went a little overkill there. I popped AMS and Lichborn. Probably wasn't necessary, but I did. I probably panicked a little bit. Rotate over here, and then the boss should be dead in a couple seconds here. He's sub 10%, and I got all my cooldowns back right there. Had to be downwind again, so we're losing some haste. Back to upwind, so we're getting that back. One more downburst. Do we kill it before this one goes off? Yep, nice. That was when our healer hit a giant beacon of light, I'm pretty sure, and did like 1.2 million with it, which was kind of crazy. These packs, really easy trash here. Kick smites from the adept. The adept also has a greater heal, which you 100% have to kick. Keep an eye out for that. And that's it. The executor also casts a rally, so you want to kick that as well, but you're really just looking to kick rallies and greater heals, and that's it. This trash is really easy. This dungeon would probably be one of the easiest dungeons if that second boss wasn't as hard. The trash just is comical pretty much in this dungeon. It also just takes forever because you have to run around and you can't mount even though you're outside. So this dungeon would get a lot of kudos if you didn't have to do that. So this pack, the new guy here is the Minister of Air. You see this big lightning area? Whoever gets the lightning lash on them, as you can see it's on our healer right there, has to go inside or you will die if you're outside with that. And then after he casts the lightning lash, he casts overload, so you have to get out of it or else you'll die if you're inside of it. And that's it. The rest of these guys are the same. We had some nice sanguine right there healing on him. That's unfortunate. You can't move him, so... There we go. Our hunter has to go inside because he got the lightning lash on him. And then he'll run out after that when the overload comes out. And that's it. Pretty easy fight. You want to be main targeting the Minister because he's a lot more health than everyone else. He's a lieutenant like the Executor is, so he has more health than everybody else. I get the ground lightning lash on me there. I have not tested if you can pre-AMS it or anything. If you do it on a low one. Try not to test that out on like a 20. That'd be unfortunate. But if you do a low dungeon, or I might test it out and let you guys know as well. These things hurt for no reason. They're dumb stars and they just do so much damage. A lot of people skip them. Sometimes we pull them, sometimes we don't. So, like, as you can see, I popped AMS right there because they really do hurt. We'll fast forward through this because it's all the same. There's 2 adepts here, so really watch out for those greater heal kicks as well as rallies on the Executor. And then cleave everybody down. We had everybody at cooldowns there. Clear we all pulled 200k plus, so that pack died. This one lasts a little longer, especially because it's the last pack before boss. I still popped 45 seconds here, because we do have the stars downstairs as well. See me going inside for the lightning lash there. Coming back out. Grounding field, so stay out of it. I stepped inside of it for some reason for a second. You saw how much damage I took there. And then we're just finishing this guy off. Running, jumping off the edge. Does a lot of damage, but it's so much faster than running down the whole thing. So definitely jump off. Again, a bunch of stars that do a ton of damage. Actually, it wasn't too bad that time. And then you have Asaad, who they made it a lot easier by nerfing his adds health. That was nice. Let's see, I pop everything off pull, obviously. There's my pet finally, because he ran all the way down. You can just dismiss your pet and resummon him. I forgot to right there. It's one mechanic right there, Chain Lightning. Just run it out. You can... I think you can pre-AMS that. Again, I haven't done this dungeon that much, so I haven't tested it too much. The second the star comes out, swap to it and kill it, or you're going to die. He has static cling here. You jump in the last second or two, and you don't get the dot on you. And then he has this grounding field, which I run to way too early here. So when he casts this, you have to get inside this field or you're going to die if you're outside of it. Don't even try to take a tick of it on Tyrannical or you're dead. And then you just stand outside and kill him. Thankfully, you can actually hit him in this phase. It'd be really annoying if you couldn't. Chain Lightning, you see me getting out there and then running back in. I see the Skyfall's coming up in a second, so I pop my 45 seconds. And then once I do, I swap all my minions to him. And you cleave that down. Jump. You speed it up. It's Tyrannical. We don't want to watch a whole Tyrannical fight. Be here for 4 minutes. Rather not. Another add, swap to it immediately. Chain Lightning, run out. I dropped an AMZ there for our healer to help him out. Jump into static clings. And again, we run away over to the grounding field. Start cleaving. 45 seconds came up again, popped those. Another Chain Lightning going out. And we're just still cleaving down the boss. We just got lost, so we lost it about halfway through the fight. Another jump for static field. People running out Chain Lightnings. Keeping up to file buff right there, that was a good one. 45 seconds coming up again, very good timing because this Nova just came out. For some reason I didn't switch my ads to him because I'm dumb. Don't do that. Switch your minions to him if you can. Another grounding field. This is probably going to be the last one of the fight. We're at 13%. And yeah, then we're just finishing off, cleaving him down, and the dungeon is over. Ad comes out. We don't even do the ad, we just kill the boss here. Although we do take quite a bit of damage because of that. So that shows you how much damage the ad still does. And there you go. That's Vortex Pinnacle for you guys. So thanks for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the comments for future content. And yeah, thanks for watching.